drugs, but she's straight from Decatur.
What's going on, everybody? I'm here with my beautiful friend Treese, and another episode of Riding and Vibing. And the topic today is love and relationships. Treese, I thank you for being able to meet me. I know this is a hot topic. I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and I would love to hear your input on how you feel about love and relationships.
Well, I appreciate you for having me. I'm actually glad that you chose me for this topic because this one actually hit home for me personally. So.
Okay. Well, my first question is, what's your true definition of love?
In my opinion, the true definition of love is simply having someone there to talk to. It's not all, in my opinion, it's not all about what a person can do for you as far as financial and stuff like that, which of course that's a plus, but I'm an emotional person, so I need somebody that when I'm having a long day, I got something on my mind, you open to, you're there for me to come talk to you, and you also have input. You're not just simply listening. Like, I feel like if you care about a person and they crying out to you and stuff like that, and you don't have absolutely anything to say or no advice to give towards them, no words of encouragement or anything like that, then I simply feel like how can you care about a person? It's almost like not having no emotional input towards how they're feeling, if that makes sense, So
Okay. Let me ask you this. Do you feel, this is a good question, do you feel you can love someone and also cheat on that person?
That is a good question.
Okay, before you answer it, the reason why I say, because I feel like when it comes to men and women, 90% of the time, us as men, we tend to cheat physically.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, sometimes we can be weak to flesh. You can see a woman with a nice body, pretty smile and all that, and have something good at home. And the reason I say that, because I'm guilty of that. You feel me? So it's like, now I feel like when a woman cheat, for the most part, when a woman cheat, she'll cheat with her mind first before she cheat with her body. And what I mean by that is, she can find, if another man approach her and he's there for her spiritually, mentally, and he down for her and he with her with that, she already gone. The only thing next to follow is the body, which meaning the flesh. She can have a man that she love. I love this man. I love him to death. He's good to me, but when I'm feeling down, he's not there for me. He ain't there to hear me out. But I got this man over here. He love me. He tell me everything I need to hear. He listen to me. And that right there is more of cheating than even sharing your body with somebody.
Okay, so let me just break this down. I agree with you, but to a certain extent, because that takes me back to how men always feel like, oh, it's okay for them to step out and cheat and stuff like that, but when they woman do it, it's like World War III. Like, it ain't no forgiving her. He ain't gonna never let it go. You all of a sudden you HOE, this and that. And you saying that women go with their, we cheat with our mind and stuff first, that that's not
emotional.
Yeah, we're emotional, but that's not always the case either.
Do explain.
Just speaking personally, I've had experiences where it's no emotional attachment, it was all just sexual, just being for real. So not all women get emotionally attached to a person just because it's sex. The same way y'all just attracted to that person and you probably just want to see what they talk about. Women think like that too, so. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, if I'm sitting here on the phone with this person all day, if it start there, then yeah, you have lost me. I mean, he has got into my mind and he's talking to me and comforting me when you're not there. Then yeah, in some cases that's true, but sometimes women don't always have to have emotional attachment. So.
Okay, you know what? I can agree with that. Well, let me ask you this then. Well, let me say this.
Can I speak right quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And to answer, because I never answered your question when you said,
okay,
do I feel like someone can love you and still cheat? Yes, I do. Because like you said, we're human. You're attracted to other people. That doesn't mean that I don't love you or I don't care for you or whatever like that. Now, a constant thing, once I find out you cheated on me, I'm not necessarily, but
right,
just say I find out my mate cheated on me and he seen that, like, it destroyed me. It broke me down emotionally. It got me questioning myself physically. It just destroyed me. And he see that, if he loved me, that hurt that he see that he brought upon me should hurt him. So I feel like no, cheating shouldn't be a continuous thing. And I'm not saying that it's okay one time. I'm not, but I'm just saying, like, just say you step out at least one time and you see that hurt that you bring on that person that you say you love, and you continue to do it, then no, that's not love at all. Because when I love someone, when they hurt, I hurt. When they're happy, I'm happy. I mean, it's basically like two spirits becoming one. So what you feel, in a sense, I should feel, because that's what true, genuine love is to me. So.
I like that. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you about my last relationship. I was with a young lady for over 10 years, dating. We never had kids together. Never got married. Don't get me wrong, I thought about marrying her. She was a good woman. And she was good to me. A lot of time when people, they tell their story, they mostly get told one side. But I'm not going to sit here and say this young lady was all bad, because she wasn't. The only issues I had with her was she wasn't that mother figure I needed her to be to my daughter. You feel me? And that played a big part in it. And it got to the point where I used to talk to her so much about it. I just felt like at the time, you know what, she don't care. And at the time, I loved this woman so much that I overlooked how she treated my daughter. And you gotta understand, at one time, my daughter started showing that, she wasn't dealing with me because of this woman. And I felt like it was tug of war. You feel me? Like, when I used to get home, my daughter be in her room, and my lady be upstairs, and it's like, damn. Like, I ain't feel no love there. But eventually, me and the young lady, we stopped dating. And I ain't gonna lie, it did bother me. You feel me? It bothered me because I know she was a good person. But overall, I knew I wasn't gonna marry her. Not saying I wouldn't, but something in me saying she's not the right one for me. You feel me? But I say that to say this. I want to say my true definition of love is loving someone through sickness, loving someone who's broke, rich, loving them through their pain. And as a man, a lot of times we don't show our emotions. I know I don't, for the most part. Not saying I don't care about that person or love that woman. I think it's just hard for a man to show their feelings, if that makes sense. Because in a form of way, it's like, I consider myself to be a good man. And I have been hurt in relationships. I'm not the one to cuss a woman out or put my hand on women. And some women can see that as a sign of weakness. Because some women feel like if he ain't cussing me out or hitting me, he's not showing me love. I know that might sound crazy, but there's a lot of women out there, oh, she can wear the hell out of a black eye. Oh, he love me. And to me that's weird, man, because I can't find myself putting my hand on a woman. And some women might find this a sign of weakness. If that make any sense.
It does. And to speak on that, it's just that comes from the type of men that women are used to. You know, if you have a history of dealing with dudes that street dudes, you know, no offense, or you know, like you're not used to a real man. So when a dude come along and they're showing you something different, like they don't cuss you out, they don't call you out your name, they don't get aggressive with you and all that, we looking at him like he lame. I can run all over him and stuff like that, but that's a real man. It's just not what you're used to. Like, so it's like you don't know how to handle it in a sense. So it's like you create arguments and try to come up with something to always feel like make an issue and stuff, because that's what you used to. Like you said, that's her definition of love. You know, and stuff, because that's how she's always gotten love. Like, oh, the arguments and all that shit. Oh, if you arguing with me, then you care about me and stuff like that, which is not true at all. Like, I feel like if a man care enough and he put in the effort to ensure that at least 9 times out of 10 of the time that you're happy and that y'all don't have to argue and stuff like that, that's love. You know, and stuff like that. Like when men go above and beyond and to the extreme and out their way to just accommodate you, you know, and stuff like that. You always put me first. You know, like you probably don't even agree with half of the things that I want to do, or I got the, you know, saying stuff. You probably just go along with the flow or whatever.
So let me ask you this: you don't think that's a sign of weakness if a man is not feeling something, but anything you ask him for, it's like in some form of way a yes man? Would you feel like, damn, this man doing everything for me? Sometimes I want him to say no.
No, because when that man say no, then it's gonna be World War III.
Okay.
So it's like.
So in other words, you spoil.
Exactly. Which I feel like it's okay, because it's gonna be vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. I ain't just gonna be taking from my man. I'm not giving him anything in return. You know, but no, I'm not saying I want a man that don't know how to stand up. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing something wrong and you don't agree with it or you don't like it, let me know. A weak man is if you know we in a relationship and I can get on Instagram or social media and go twerking my butt and stuff like that, but I know I'm in a committed relationship with you and you have an issue with it, but you don't say anything
okay, or
whatever, that's a weak man, because at that point you're letting me run all over you. You know you have an issue with that. Like, you know you don't want your woman going on there doing things like that, you know, and stuff like that. So, but not to jump from the next subject, because you was speaking for a long period of time, so I didn't get to ask you this question. About going back to your previous relationship. You said that you were in it for 10 years, and my question is, why did it take you 10 years to finally say enough is enough? Like, how many years had it been since you seen that, okay, she's not, you know, engaging with my daughter, or I don't, you know, eventually I don't see myself marrying her and settling down with her? Why 10 years?
You know what? To truthfully be honest with you, it was more of me and this young lady met when we was young. And don't get me wrong, she had great quality. She was a good mother, a good provider. She was a boss. Like, out of the whole 10 years of we dating, I can count on my hand how many times she asked me for anything. And that's one of the things that turned me on about her. She was beautiful, still is. But it was like, as we started dating, you know, I don't want to say that love came fast, but I think it did for me. Because, you know, at that time, I wasn't with no one. She was beautiful. When I seen her, I'm like, okay, cool. And I started seeing all these great qualities about her. But the only thing that bothered me was, I seen it from the start. It wasn't no bond with my daughter. But at that time, being weak to the flesh, my feelings overpowered it. You feel me? And I'm feeling her. So maybe in the long run, they'll get a bond. But as the years started passing by, I didn't see it, but I'm still loving on this woman. Well, maybe next year, things will get better. Okay, that year come, maybe next year. And it got to a point where my daughter started getting older, and they started having disagreements. And it was something she said to my daughter, I'm not going to say, but it was something she said to my daughter that I could never forgive her about. And I asked, I'm like, if you love me, why you can't love my daughter as equal? And you know, it bothered me for years. And it got to the point where I felt like if something happened to me, let's say if my life was taken away, I truly felt like she wouldn't have my daughter's best interest. Not saying she's not a good person, but I felt like she wouldn't have my daughter back. And she probably would, but that's how I felt.
Right.
And when I started feeling that, my feelings just started deteriorating from that.
So, okay, why do you think it was hard for her to build a bond with your daughter? Like,
She told me one day it was hard to build a bond with my daughter because my daughter was set in her ways. And I think my daughter probably about 12 or 13 at the time. And you got to understand.
and not the question cut you off.
Okay.
So, how old was your daughter once y'all began the relationship?
10 years. My daughter was probably about 10. Let me see. No. She probably about 8, 9, 10, one of them. She was young. But you got to understand, like with my daughter got a great personality. She's silly. She can bond with anybody. You feel what I'm saying? The young lady that I'm speaking with now, I'm dating now, her and my daughter click. You feel what I'm saying? They click, they talk almost every day over the phone. And it was something like, why this woman couldn't have that bond with my daughter? You feel what I'm saying? Like, she used to go get her nails did, never take my daughter. And it was like, damn, I got to take my daughter to do women stuff?
Right, when you doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And you know, like I said, in the beginning, I tried to put it behind me because I love this woman so much. But as the years started passing, it started building on me. It started weighing me down. When I come into my home, I can feel the tension. Like, my daughter never left her room until I got home. And, you know, she have a son. And, you know, she did things with her son, but she didn't do it with my daughter, and that bothered me because I was there for her son. You feel what I'm saying? So, it was one of those things.
Okay.
Let me ask you something, though, if you don't mind. How you feel about commitment?
What is commitment?
My definition of it?
Yeah.
Committing with someone is almost like not breaking a vow. Like, I'm committed to you again, like I said, through sickness, the bad, the good, everything. But I would ask this today, how can a man be with a woman so long and don't commit to her? And some of the words, I didn't know how to answer that. I really didn't, because I am a man who was with a woman for a long period of time, and I can lock in that commitment.
And I have to say,
speak your mind, go ahead.
I would not have given you 10 years.
Why is that?
Because it would have dawned on me that it don't take 10 years for these men to realize whether he wants to spend the rest of his life with me. Like, and at that point, if you just say you did decide to propose or whatever, I've given you all of me already within 10 years. So what do you have to look forward to once you put a ring on my finger? Because you already know I'm willing to be here.
Yeah.
Without the commitment, without the marriage and stuff like that. You already know that. So it's just, I don't know. Me personally, I just feel like, I don't know if I'm just speaking from my opinion. I don't know if this is for every woman. I do see myself getting married and having a family and stuff like that. So I feel like if I invest 10 years into you and you don't see yourself having that or building that with me, it's almost like a waste of time.
You know what? I can agree and disagree with that. And the reason I say that, because, and I'm not trying to make no excuses, but in the beginning when I started talking about this young lady, I stated that she was good to me. What I mean by that, she cooked, she helped with bills, she was a great mother to her son, and for the most part, she was good to me. But by me being a father, and I know a lot of guys probably would have overlooked that, but I'm big on you treating my daughter as your equal, for if you got kids or not. And like I said, like in the beginning, I did say I'd never leave this woman. I'm gonna marry this woman. I did. But it plagued my mind, because in the back of my mind, damn, my daughter, like, she ain't rocking with my daughter. But, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie, like, I was not a faithful man, you feel me, at the time. We had other small issues, like sexual issues, and I felt like, you know what, I used to go to this woman, and first of all, it's hard for me to just speak my mind and my heart, but it was a woman who I was dealing with, so I used to go to her and say, hey, this is how I feel about the sex issue, this is how I feel about my daughter. That's what we mostly fussed about. And some of the words say, hey, if we can't get this together right here, eventually I'm gonna go out there and mess around. No lie. And there's
you said those words, so
I did. And for the most part, everything got better within a week or two, maybe a month, but it went right back. And it was something I was not used to, because I never came from that, for dealing with, sex, whatever. But again, I was not a faithful man, and I felt like one of the reasons I having a relationship with my daughter, then on top of that, I didn't want to marry this woman, and I was still out there fucking around. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't want to, at that time, I didn't want to go before God, get married, and then be out there cheating.
Right.
So that was another thing held me back. So I fought myself too. Does that make any sense?
It does. So I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you feel like a person can genuinely change. Just say you've been with this person for a few years, right? Then say y'all have a little breakup and they come back and say, hey, well, I'm changed, you know, I'm ready to do this and this and this and that. Do you feel like they can genuinely change? Because like you just said, the change came, you know, for a little bit and then it went back the same. So, because in my opinion, I feel like people can change to a certain extent, but after you've seen this person be this way for so long, it's kind of like that's who they are. What Maya Angelou said: when a person shows you who they are the first time, believe them, because it's like it's in your character. You can try. I'm not saying that a person can't try. They can try, but certain things come naturally. Certain things flow. Like, I've been with a person that almost showed no emotions at all and stuff. And men, it's okay to be emotional and vulnerable with your lady. Like, and ladies, it's okay for a man to be vulnerable or feel weak, have a weak moment with you and stuff like that. That's how y'all, I feel like, connect, you know, build that connection like no other, you know, and stuff like that. And no, I'm not gonna throw that up in your face when we get into it and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna make you feel less of a man because you needed to cry about something, you know, to me as your significant other and stuff like that. So, and that's what it is. That's what I was saying. It's like you had no emotional nothing. You never hardly ever say anything romantic or never complimented and stuff like that. And I bring this to your attention, and you might throw it out there for a little bit, but eventually it faded because it was in your character to naturally, like, you wasn't used to that. That wasn't in your character. It wasn't who you are. So
let me ask you this: do you feel like he didn't love you, or he didn't know how to love you the way you want it or properly?
I'm gonna have to say he probably just didn't know how. Like, he didn't know how to express it, I'll say, because he was the type, he'll do financially, like, that's no problem. Oh, what you want? Just say, like, for my birthday, he would ask what I want or what I want to do for my birthday. When I wanted surprises or do something to put some thought into it, do something, get me something that you want to see me in, you know, and stuff like that. So that's why I say, but different women like different things. For some women, that would have been enough, but for me, it wasn't, you know, because like I said, I'm more so into the emotional attachment than the financial and all of that.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm putting this young lady down who I dated. Like I said, she was good to me. She was. Like, she was good to me. But I never remember her coming to me saying, hey, I appreciate you for being here for me and my boy. I can't remember her saying, you know, you're a good man. I can't remember none of these things. Not saying she didn't mean it, or she didn't think it of me, but I never heard it. So
that's the key.
When I started dating this other young lady, this young lady will send me texts. Thank you for being in me and my girl's life. Or she'll tell me, Black, you're a good person. You got a good heart. You know, and it was like, I wasn't used to hearing these things. Then it'll go to the point she telling me, man, you know what? You're a millionaire. You can do anything you want to do. And me being 36, I'm like, I don't even remember my mama telling me these type of things, man. So it's like, for a woman to see that in me and say them things to me, it was like, damn, am I really worth what she's saying? If that make any sense.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing, like, we as women, we look for those things. We always want the man to do those things for us. We forget that y'all have emotions too. Y'all have feelings too.
I like to think so.
And basically what I'm saying is she probably felt that way, but didn't feel like it mattered whether she said it or not. You get what I'm saying? Because we look at men like y'all got a tough exterior. We don't think that kind of stuff matters to y'all. You know, so I'm not gonna say. That's why I mean to say like that was my thing. I'm the type of person I need to hear it, you know, and stuff like that. And that's why I'm saying that to say men have feelings and emotions just like us. So the same qualities and the same things we want a man to do, the same type of things make them happy too. Like I always say my dream thing, this is what I never had somebody do for me. Set up me a nice bubble bath with rose petals, candles, you know, and stuff like that. And I sat here and I had thought to myself, and I was like, darn, I'm saying that's what I want. Why I never thought to do that for my significant other instead of just expecting him to do it for me. And just like with Valentine's Day and stuff like that, women be like, let to get a man, I don't know what to do, you know, and stuff like that. And it's like the same thing you expected in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Get me something nice. I ain't saying you know, a teddy bear and all that, but you can set up a nice dinner date, you know, and still be romantic. I like that. Men like those same things too, you know. So
I like that. Look, y'all, we're finna get ready to cut the video short. Trees, thank you so much for meeting up with me and sharing your opinions and your experience. Thank you so much. It truly means a lot. Y'all still working on this channel, so I just want y'all to bear with me. Please leave your comments. Like it. If you like it, if you don't like it, let me know.
And it's so much more to discuss on this topic, y'all. So just
we're gonna have to do like
drop y'all ideas and comments and all that.
All right, y'all.